Hey guys, it's Ifter, and I'm back with more Call of Cthulhu, where we've escaped the asylum with the help of what should be a very dead cop and the doctor. I think her name was like Mary or Marie. They were talking. I should have been paying attention to the subtitles. But yeah. Not quite sure why Bradley's alive. No.
I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Not sure how we're still alive, really. I mean, it's a lot of questions. Not a lot of answers. Hey.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Not good.
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting.
No. I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colden have to say about all this.
Okay, fine. Not drinking. We're just staying away from alcohol. What's up? Oh. Y'all want to talk to me, or...
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
I heard you talking earlier.
Why am I not surprised?
I get the impression you two don't get along.
Intrusive and not very clever. Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins...
I don't understand.
Oh, didn't mean to skip that.
Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
It seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital and called on Marie's help to get you released.
Yeah, that doesn't seem suspicious at all.
Remember the events of the tunnel.
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
I found a file bearing Sarah Hawkins' name in the Institute's basement.
It makes sense. A powerful family like the Hawkins had the means to hide such a disgrace.
But everyone knows the
What's she doing with
Fullers
her
have been
hands?
taking care of the Hawkins for at least a generation. And all were aware of Mrs. Hawkins' fragility.
Perhaps, but no one would allow a psychiatric internment.
From what I read in the file, Fuller used her as a subject of his experiments.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins, subjects of Dr. Fuller. Why those two?
Given the energy he pours into Riverside, I presume it was Fuller's creation.
His father's, to be correct. He was a surgeon on board the Scylla. He founded the hospital in 1904 with funds from the Hawkins family.
Oh!
Before he died and his son Thomas Fuller took over.
Two families inextricably linked.
Most island families are that way. Captain Fitzroy's father was also a seaman aboard the Scylla.
Powerful families dominating everything.
Yes, and as you could tell, Dr. Fuller is like some crazed emperor.
He wouldn't be happy if he knew we were snooping around.
I know the risks. I don't fear him. Do you wish to know anything else?
I found this at the Hawkins house. The doses seem insane.
Barbiturates. But these doses...
What do you mean?
Half the island is under treatment. What is prescribed here, however, is enough to knock out an ox.
Fuller wrote this prescription to fool everyone into believing she was mad.
Or perhaps her husband wrote it.
Perhaps Charles and Dr. Fuller were in league.
A conspiracy. How dreadful.
This is all great.
Dr. Fuller seems to be leaving a trail of corpses. Not to mention those strange machines, chains, and tools of all kind.
Yes. I've been telling you that Fuller uses his patients as guinea pigs.
What I saw was more akin to torture than medicine.
Do you even hear what you're saying? Dr. Fuller is highly respected.
It's the truth, Ethan. And I'll prove it to you. I'm listening, Mr. Pierce.
Okay, come back. Talk to Bradley. We don't have enough medicine for that. That failed.
I heard you talking.
Why? Anyway.
Okay, never mind. What they had me ensure.
I have flashbacks. They haunt me.
What did they do to you?
There was that Dr. Fuller and a nurse. Blood everywhere. My legs, the pain, I couldn't bear it. I was screaming. They injected me with something. I woke up at the Institute. Bradley was there.
And how you scared us. You seemed demented.
You likely woke up during the anesthesia. No wonder those memories haunt you. What in God's name were they doing to you?
What happened afterwards?
When I woke up the second time, I was in a padded cell. That's where you found me, Doctor. After you released me, I got a good look at what's in store for the patients of the Riverside Institute. Hallucinogenic gas pumped into the cells. An infernal machine. Horrific medical experiments.
Impossible. Dr. Fuller would never do such a thing.
You should believe it, Ethan. What Mr. Pierce saw is precisely what I've been trying to prove. Did you discover anything else?
Bradley's not looking too good. I don't think, look at that face. That is just, what is that face? Anyway.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the basement.
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
Be honest.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector.
Yeah, I know.
I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
I don't, sure.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Let's stay prudent, or better to confront the truth. Oh boy. That's a choice if I've ever seen one. Huh, I wonder whose side I'm picking. Oh boy. I mean, she's going to respond poorly to better to confront the truth. But it is.
He's right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness than ignorance. Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link.
I didn't like the thing that popped up at the top left.
Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
The other night's events are still confused in my head.
Yeah, you of all people should be concerned about that. I don't understand why you just don't care. Pierce, Colton, and Bradley decided to team up to solve the Sarah Hawkins case. They have a new trail to follow. Francis Sanders, an art collector in front of the painter, who died right in front of Pierce. The detective goes to his house in order to speak to his widow about the shambler that the unfortunate man mentioned before he died. Oh, we're in a cutscene.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well.
Oh, hey, Cat.
Here. You know each other.
We met briefly. Time enough to iron out a few matters. The main thing is that we understood one another. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker. This way, Mr. Pierce. And do make yourself comfortable. It would seem that you have much to tell me.
Yeah, sure do. Okay. Time to start talking crazy.
When
Oh boy.
you had the opportunity to talk to my husband.
Yesterday, I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and even talk with him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack?
Oh boy.
What happened?
Oh boy. He died screaming right before my eyes. Oh, that's not. You don't say that. That's. I did say confront the truth, though, didn't I? That seems like a little too much truth, though. I was no longer there when it happened. That's a bold-faced lie. You're taking it quite well. You're taking it quite
I
well.
expected to find you more grief-stricken than this by the death of your husband.
I do not like the tone
Oh,
of your leaving, sir. I had long months to weep every tear in my body, and to accept, if not my fate, at least that of my husband. And so I'm sorry to disappoint you if you're expecting more hysteria and grieving widow in my voice.
No, I
Rest
didn't.
assured, however, my anger is real.
Yeah.
I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
Mrs. Sanders, I understand your grief, and I extend my deepest condolences to you. But I had nothing to do with the death of your husband. I've just arrived on Darkwater. I'm investigating the death of the Hawkins.
Oh, she has a lazy eye.
The death of the Hawkins family? You mean it was not an accident?
It's actually unusual to see that designed into a
Cursed
person. That's
island
pretty good.
knows only tragedy after tragedy. You too would be advised to flee it like the plague. Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you
You
could
ask
tell me
2
what
questions
affects
and you're
me,
done?
and
Okay.
then leave.
I don't care about that. Did he speak to you of a
Did your
shambler?
husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery.
Okay.
No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you're so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
Can I ask you anything else? Oh, hey, I got a point. Let's put a point into elegance, because... that seems helpful. Yay, we got it up to level 4. I did pump the points from last time into it to get us up that high, so... Can I talk to you? No, she won't talk to me anymore.
The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives. Did she really care for him, after all?
Dear madam, I acknowledge receipt of the letter in which you demand the body of your deceased husband. I am sorry to inform you that I cannot agree to return his body to you. At the moment of his internment, you signed a discharge, allowing me to dispose of his body as I see fit. I extend my deepest condolences to you, Thomas Fuller. She was probably mad at the time and later cared. That's not surprising. Nice. Hey! Medicine! How are we doing on medicine anyway? How's one more point before leveling on that? That's good. That's good. I don't think it actually works like that. I think it goes more by percentages than anything. Sure. Well, what am I reconstructing in the room?
Frances Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Probably. I mean, I highly doubt she was an evil lady. From everything I've seen. Okay. Oh.
A house of artists. A house of artists.
A house of artists. Uh-huh. Oh.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting?
Okay. Good question.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel? She despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why?
Oh!
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Okay. It's time to leave. No? Okay, well. Alright. Just gotta... not breaking into anything in her house. I'm not... You're really just gonna chill while I just explore your home at my leisure, huh? Man, you are trusting.
Let's see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Okay. This seems rude.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids.
Okay, the music's creepy.
I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
No, I don't want to listen to that one. Well, that's going to be it from me for this time. Let me know what you guys are thinking of this down in the comments about this new turn of events. I'm kind of confused about what's going on. I hope we'll find some answers out. But yeah, if you did like this video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so. And share the video with friends and family if you can. I'd greatly appreciate it. Channel 2. And as always, until next time, everybody, take care.